Hey YouTubers, so it is part 2 of the spice cider. As you can see here, it has been pretty much a full month, and in that time it has fermented flat and all the yeast has dropped out. We didn't use amylase, as you can see, petrolase, as you can see, so it is a little cloudy, but that's okay. It's just a good farmhouse cider at 8%. So what we're going to be doing is basically bottling this up. It's fairly simple. The process is the same as sterilizing. You can use 2-litre bottles. This is an old budget cola one. I've just ripped the label off and sterilized it. You can also use old wine bottles, which is pretty cool. The difference between them is if you want a still cider, go for a bottle. If you want to make it fizzy, go for a pop bottle. The reason is that these are pretty damn hard to explode. I mean, I've tried and I haven't managed it yet. Not with cider anyway. So I'm going to be doing some fizzy and some still. It's very simple. And just to mix it up, I'm not going to use a siphon tube. Instead I'm just using a funnel, and I'm going to bottle this up. So the great thing about cider is that it sorts itself out. You don't really have to add yeast, but it's a bit hit and miss sometimes, so we add our yeast in. But the great thing about this is it's very, very hard to make it go off. Obviously if you put mouldy stuff in, it will, I just like to point that out, but you can be a bit more relaxed with your OCD-ness with cleaning, which is pretty damn cool. Not that I haven't sterilized everything anyway. It's best not to be, best to err on the side of caution, but you don't need to add loads of stabilizers and things to your cider. So that's good, because that's less of a headache. So it's really simple. What I'm doing is I've got my funnel and I got this, you can see, and I'm literally just taking the top off onto my sterilized side. And because it's all settled, as you can see, to the bottom there's the crust right there, I'm just going to pour it off. Because you don't see many people doing this. Funny that, you're not seeing me doing this, but you can see where I'm going. And you just sort of angle it. And just let it rip. So if you don't have a siphon tube, you can do it this way. You will get a little bit more excess, but that's okay. Since this is going to be fizzy cider, this one. Pouring, keep pouring. Just about there. That looks like a good bottle of. And then you have to be very, very careful. There we go. Now I can put my sterilized bottom back on. There we go, my sister, but never mind. She can wait. And there we go, we pretty much still got the cake at the bottom, because we did it carefully. Cider looks pretty good. There will be a bit of yeast that will fall down. So, with this, because it's bone dry, I mean it is literally bone dry, you can drink it straight away, just as it is, but it's going to taste like arse. I've seen people do it. It makes me cringe watching it. I mean, there's making homebrew, and then there's making nice homebrew. And I don't know about anyone else, I like nice homebrew. If I'm making it, it's got to be somewhere near shop quality. So if you're going to have to drink it now, quick and dirty, you take your dry cider, as is, and then you give it a little taste, obviously. That's dry. It's not bad, but it's not excellent. So if you're planning on drinking it sooner rather than later, take yourself a little teaspoon of sugar. Looks like quite a lot, but you can add a bit more of this in. Alright, I'm going to top this up in a sec. Yummy. And then just literally stir it in. I know it looks like a lot of sugar. It's really not that much. There is still a little bit in there, but it doesn't matter. Oh, that's so much better. And the reason that it's so much better is because the sweetness really does bring out the flavour of the fruit. So a dry cider normally has been sweetened a little bit, but I like mine bone dry. And then you leave it to age, and the aging brings out the flavour and all the tasty bits that you get in the cider without needing to add sugar. Obviously, the drier it is, the longer you need to age it for, and we don't like aging stuff, because that means you have to wait. So if you want to drink it straight away, add sugar, directly to the glass or to the thing. And that has got flavours of the ginger, which, because of the added sweetness, comes out and it's nice and rich. It's got a little bit hint of spice, and it really tastes of apples. Whereas before, it tasted like piss water. I should really stop drinking that. Anyway, so we got this here, and what we're going to do is it's still going to be a dry cider, but we want to carbonate it. So, take my spoon, and to carbonate one of these is you don't add any of your any of your stabilizers. Take 1 teaspoon of sugar. Add it in, just roughly, like so. And what's that? That is the technical term is called priming. So if you see someone go, then you prime the bottles, you add a bit of sugar to the bottle. Then you take your cap and you put it on. And then there is some excess yeast in here because we haven't killed it off, and that will ferment this little bit of sugar that we've added in to carbonize it. So it gives off carbon dioxide gas as a byproduct, as we know. So in a couple of weeks that will be fizzy. Because it's dry as a bone, I'm going to be leaving this for about 3 months. Probably a month. That's kind of the minimum you can get away with doing something stupidly dry. But you can add sweetener. Sweetener will not affect the yeast. It will still sweeten it, but the yeast can't drink it, eat it. I'm drinking this. It's bloody nice. So again, if you don't have a bottle, or a plastic one, you can use the wine glasses, wine bottles, like so. Again, sterilize. See the video on sterilizing, very important. And if you're using bottles, don't carbonate. Do not add sugar to it. You can add sweetener to it, but not sugar. This is the only one that you have to be... because you don't want bottle bombs. Sounds fun, really not. Then we just add this in. Obviously, the more careful you do it, the more... I can't be bothered waiting for the phone. Come on. He's losing cider! It's okay, I can pick it up later. So, what I'm going to do is bring this closer, as you can see. And inside, you can see it's sort of hazy. There's a bit on the top, up here. That's the cider liquid, and then this is the mixture. So this is the downside to not using a siphoning tube. As you can tell, there's the yeasty bits here that have formed. So the reason that we sterilized our top is because we can let this settle. We can let this one settle back down, which will take about 24 hours, a few hours, and it will go all the way down, and then you can get a bit more off. Again, homebrew making is rather wasteful. I know it's counterintuitive to throw bits away, but if you actually look at this bottle now, it is just unadulterated cloudy cider, which I'm going to rinse off because I'm cool. Go, give it a dry. And then again, I'm just going to age this. I like my cider dry, so that's what I'm going to do. So then you can drink it but sweeten it, or you can carbonize it and still have it dry, or you can add sweeteners. It's really up to you. So I'm going to leave this as it is. So that is how to bottle up your ciders in 2 different ways. Cheers, guys.